Hey everybody, this is Nate at 907 Bikes, and I'm going to be showing you how to install the headset on your new fat bike. This procedure will be the same whether you have a carbon fork or an aluminum fork, but for this video we will be using a carbon fork. This is a picture of all the headset pieces that come with the new 907, arranged in order of installation from right to left. The tools you will need are a 4 and 5mm hex wrench. Let's get started. The first step is to install the crown race and lower bearing cartridge onto the fork. Install the race first, flat side facing down, followed by the bearing cartridge with the beveled edge facing upward. Second, install the upper bearing cartridge and silver compression ring into the frame. The beveled edge of the upper bearing cartridge should face downward, and the compression ring will fit snugly inside the cartridge as shown. For the third and most complex step, I recommend using one hand to hold your fork and the other hand to install parts. First, feed the steer tube of your fork through the head tube of your frame. Hold the fork flush against the frame. Next, install the bearing cover by sliding it down over the steer tube. It may be tight. Keep going until it presses flush with the upper bearing. Now, install two 10mm spacers and one 5mm spacer on your steer tube, followed by the stem. Install the last 5mm spacer on the last bit of steer tube. Finally, install the top cap and thread the bolt until it is snug. It's time to adjust bearing preload and tighten your stem. Preload is adjusted with the bolt on the top cap. The bolt should be snug, not extremely tight. You should be able to rotate your steer tube without feeling any roughness or notches. If you do, your headset is adjusted too tight. Conversely, if your headset is too loose, you may be able to rotate the spacers below the stem with your hand. Ideally, the headset should be adjusted as loosely as possible without knocking or play. There are two pinch bolts on the stem that clamp onto the steer tube. These should be tightened evenly to 5 Nm. I recommend using a torque wrench or torque key to ensure proper clamping force. If you are unsure about this step or do not have access to a torque wrench, please see your local service technician. For the finishing touch, press the rubber dust seal into the top cap bolt. That's it! Your stem and headset are now installed. As always, we recommend a final check by a qualified bicycle mechanic to make sure your bike is ready to ride. Thanks for watching, and have fun on the trails!